What's going on, entrepreneurs? This is a business credit Vertex. Well, remember that we are in a series of videos that we're putting out. We're putting out 10 videos in a series going back to the basics, building business credits, and we're talking about the fundamentals and what does it take to build business credit. So this is a special edition. I wanted to make kind of like a in between kind of takes. So we finished with our week number 1 of the series, and then we wanted to do kind of like a Q&A with this video, and I'm gonna be answering 3 questions. So let's dive right into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Again, this is your host, Wilber. This is a business credit Vertex, and in this series of videos that we've been putting out for the past week, we've been talking about the fundamentals of building business credit. What does it take? What is it? How do you build business credit? So all that information we're putting out. And in this, before we start the second week of this series, we wanted to make kind of like a video answering your questions, and we chose 3 questions that we want to answer for you. So we're gonna just go and get right into it, okay? So the first question says, how long does it take to build business credit? That's a great question because you want to enter in this journey having a plan, right? So we have to point out the fact that it's not the same for everybody. Some businesses take longer, some businesses take less time. So it's going to depend in a lot of factors. If the business was structured correctly, there isn't any conflicting information on the web about the business information, then I guess it's a straightforward process for you to start building business credit. And it shouldn't take more than probably 4 to 6 weeks. Now, one of the things that is harder to generate is your paydex. Your paydex could take sometimes 30 to 60 days. I've seen sometimes it takes 90 days. So you have to be consistent in building your business credit. You're already going to have your DUNS number. So keep building business credit until your paydex shows up. So if you can see it, then the underwriters can see it, and they're not going to extend your credit based on your paydex because you have none. So your best bet is just to start with the tier 1 net 30 accounts, so you can start buying goods and services and reporting those transactions back to your Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. So I hope that answers your question. Let's go on to the next question, the second question. Question number 2 is, can my personal credit affect my business credit? That question, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be asked in that way or reversed, meaning can my business credit affect my personal credit, but we're going to answer both ways. So the first one, can my personal credit affect my business credit? And the answer is yes, it can, only in a positive way if you have good personal credit. If you have personal credit, then some accounts that require your personal credit, then it could impact positively that application because you have good credit. And if you're applying with a personal guarantee, which is PG, then it could potentially impact your application positively. So if you had bad credit though, then it is very unlikely that you're going to be approved if you're applying for a major business credit card of sorts. But if you're applying for funding, some financial institutions, they only require I believe it's a 550. That's really low. But if you're applying for a business line of credit, in some instances, the lowest is 650. So they require a FICO of 650 to be approved for a line of credit. So now let's answer that question the other way around. Could my business credit affect my personal credit? And the answer is yes. If, only if you are applying with a personal guarantee. So if you apply, say, for a business loan with a major bank like Chase, Bank of America, I heard that American Express is also extending business loans. So if you apply for a business loan with one of those major banks, and if you put a personal guarantee, meaning you put down your social security number and you're personal guaranteeing this loan, saying if the business is unable to cover that debt, then it is going to be reported back to the consumer credit, and therefore that will affect your personal credit. So I hope that answers that question. We answered them both ways, so we didn't know exactly the way it was asked. So I hope that helps. Now, the last question is, how often should I check my business credit scores? How often? I will say as often as you can, but actually, it's not like personal credit that you have to be checking your personal credit just to make sure that there isn't any identity theft. Although it could apply to business credit, however, it's not as usual. It's not as common for your business credit identity to be actually stolen. But again, going back to the question, I will say that you should check your business credit probably once, twice or three times a month. That will help just to make sure that, the vendors are reporting the transactions that you buying items, goods, services from them. So just to make sure that those transactions are being reported, because otherwise it'll defeat the purpose, because one of the reasons that you're actually engaging with these vendors is to have those transactions reported to the Business Credit Bureau. So I will say if you can check your business credit twice or three times a month to make sure that those transactions are being reported. Remember the video that we put out about monitoring and improving your business credit scores. So monitoring is a big part of it. So you want to make sure that everything is being reported and that also you're paying on time. So I hope this helps, guys. We answered 3 of your questions. If you have more questions, please post them down below. We're going to take the time to reply. We answer all of the questions you post in the comments, almost all of them, because we do it ourselves. We don't pay anybody to answer these questions. We're doing it ourselves just to make sure that we engage with you. We pay attention to what you're asking, and we personally address those questions. So feel free to leave a like, subscribe, guys, and show us some love so we can continue to grow the channel. Keep tuned because we continue to put out videos for this series. We just, concluded a week worth of videos, putting out content for this series. We're putting out 10 videos within the next 2 weeks, just to go back to the basics, talk about the fundamentals of building business credit. So thank you so much for being here and pay attention to our content. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Salir, esa